Today, guys, I'm going to be giving you a full guide to the new game called Wizard Alchemy. It just dropped. So I'm going to be showing you everything you need to do, how you need to level up, what you even need to do inside of this game. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this video. By the way, I will be gifting game passes inside of this game. All you guys have to do to be entered is leave a like on this video, comment username down below, and make sure you hype the video. On screen, you can see how to hype the video. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this video. All right, so the very first thing when you spawn in is you're going to have to do a full tutorial, like a base little tutorial. So if you've played this game at all, you know that it's kind of similar to the Forge. It's actually a lot like the Forge in my opinion. But basically what you do is you kill mobs and then you'll go ahead and put them in here, the drops you get, and then you basically go ahead and forge or brew, whatever you want to call it, the potion, right? And then the potions you will go ahead and use. So if I click use on it and then I open up my sword, you will see that there are abilities right here. Now there's a lot to this game, so I'm going to kind of do an in-depth breakdown of how you need to level up fast and all of that good stuff. So when you first spawn in, you're probably going to be chilling. You know, you're not doing too much. You're just going to be killing these mobs. Now I haven't been playing too much, but I do have a pretty good idea of the game now that I've played it for a bit. So the very first thing to know is that there are abilities over here, kind of like Sailor Piece. Honestly, I would say this is a mixture of Sailor Piece and the Forge, both of which I used to play a lot and make a lot of videos on, which is kind of funny. But as you guys can see, when you use an ability, it's going to add XP, even if you don't hit a mob. So if I'm just clicking, as you can see down there, it is literally just bringing up my XP. So there's a lot of ways to increase your levels quickly, but all of that I'll kind of go over later. So your goal is basically just to kill these mobs, and when you kill them, you get the items, obviously. So I'll just kill this Warlord Hammer guy. Boom, he's dead. And yeah, when you kill them, they drop. Now, not only are there these things to kill, but there's also these mushrooms and like different objects like that. There's also chests that spawn in randomly. Apparently they spawn in like every 7 hours or something like that. So you can collect these and get gold and different things. Now, before I show you like AFKing strategies and different stuff like that, I need to walk through a little bit more of this game, especially when it comes to progression, because progression can be a little slow at times if you're not doing what I'm about to show you. So number one, you need to be upgrading your wizard robes and all of these different things whenever you can. I haven't even bought in anything except for this. So as you can see, this just gives you more HP, and this also just gives you more HP. So it's kind of like armor. That's honestly what I would say, is just like armor. And then obviously the hats, which we just looked over a second ago, same thing. These also give you HP. So these are worth upgrading. But again, in the beginning, they're not really too much. Then obviously we looked at the wand a second ago. The refinery right here, this is when you craft potions. You can actually mix multiple together of the same type. So we have earth shield potions. So we just go ahead and click refine on this. It's going to make a better one. So now this one is going to make us do 63% more damage, and the skill range is up because we just mixed together, and it is an S tier. And I believe that's because of the purity, and essentially the purity is how accurate you are on the mini game. So I'm going to use this, and as you can see, you're gonna have to replace one of your skills. I believe I'm just going to replace the tornado, and I'm going to go test this out on something. Now obviously there's more to come and stuff I have to show you, so I can pretty much one tap all of these guys now. Let's see, what is the tornado? Okay, earth shield does 1,000 damage now, so that is pretty good. Let's see, this does 400, and the other one that's an S tier does 1,000. So refinery and purity and all that stuff is very, very important. Now the next thing we need to talk about is stats up here, because there's a lot to this game, including races. So obviously if you go to the race menu, you'll see this is a lot like the Forge in the aspect of obviously you're just trying to get the bottom three, honestly. I have this one, which is at 10%, which is okay. It basically restores 5% maximum health upon killing a target. Life regenerates, speed halves, power 10%. So basically it's pretty good. Now the nice thing that they've done about this game is they've made it a little bit easier to AFK, because obviously you can just sit here like this with your auto skill on, and as long as you can one tap the stuff, then you're good. You could also turn on the auto clicker and have yourself going like this and just AFK for them. But you have the stats. I forgot to upgrade, but yeah, you get stats. Now there is one thing that I need to mention though, especially when it comes to like ascensions and stuff like that, which I'm going to talk about in a second once I actually can kill the boss. So I'm actually doing a pretty decent amount of damage. Okay, boom. So ascensions are the next thing we need to talk about, and essentially if you want to increase your level cap, you have to ascend, and if you want to increase your XP gain, you have to ascend. So as you can see, you need to be, for me, I need to be level 30, which is my max level right now at this ascension cap, and then obviously I also need to have this much money, and then obviously we can upgrade movement speed boost. Honestly, I would just recommend upgrading damage and then maybe a cooling reduction. That's up to you, honestly. But and then when you upgrade, you'll get different cloaks, like as you can see right here, and then you'll have different things like junior apprentice, all of that good stuff. Now the next thing we really need to talk about is quests. When it comes to the game, you need to be doing quests, especially if you're trying to get stuff quickly. Now there's quests right here, so we can just say there's a look, there's literally just a bunch. Down the Dwarf King, the Force Bandits 2. Let's just see what this is. Defeat 3 Archer Goblin. That's pretty easy to complete. I have 2 quests going right now, but I'm just gonna run over there and show you, once you have leveled up a little bit, how easy this is to complete. I'm also gonna show you some codes here in a second, so if you haven't already, you can use those. Now there are also quests around the map, like this guy right here. All you had to do is just give him food, I guess. I've already completed that one, but yeah, there's that, for example. Now the map keeps going. I'm trying to just wait for these to spawn in. I guess I can run over here to kill them. And you want to have these auto abilities on, especially if you're trying to level up fast. And these ones can attack a lot better, but I can one tap them as long as I'm using my abilities right here. Now if I'm just clicking, I don't one tap them, which is a little bit frustrating because then they can fight back. But as you can see, we're pretty easily going through these and defeat 3 archer goblins. Here's an archer goblin right here. This guy looks like he needs a little help killing him. Boom, that's 1 archer goblin killed. There's an archer goblin right here. Now, these guys definitely do a lot more damage, so do keep that in mind. Now, I'm just going to try to kill these really quickly just for the quest so you guys can see. Also, if you wonder how I'm dashing, I am clicking Q to dash. Oh my gosh, he just did so much damage. All right, that's 1 dead. Now, there are some instances where you can kind of glitch and you can just stand right here and it can't get up here because the pathfinding's broken on it, but that's going to make it a lot easier, especially if you're trying to kill. Oh, yep, see, that's why you got to be careful. So we just ran out of storage. Another thing that you can do is actually up your material storage. So if you want to spend money, you can upgrade your storage like so. Now, I have a lot more room, and I'm also trying to help this guy kill this. And real quick, boom, we just completed the quest. And now it wants me to go back to the beginning. If you want to go back to the beginning, all you have to do is reset your character. And as you guys can see, this little thing will come up right here. And boom, we just teleported back. And now we can talk to this hairy guy right over here. And boom, we just got the copper earrings, which was another quest that we needed to complete, which is Lombard's quest over here. So they kind of correspond. So boom, we just got another reward from this guy. Goodbye. And boom, we got another reward for that. So these quests are pretty easy. And I believe these ones are repeatable right here, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, these are repeatable. So you can do these over and over and over again. And especially if you're trying to level up or just even get money or, rewards or whatever. So if you want to defeat 15, I'm going to go do one more quest really quick, show you, and then I'll talk about some other stuff that you definitely need to be doing. And the progression in this game is a little slow at first, so do keep that in mind. But it is a little bit easier if you're playing with your friends, so do keep that in mind. I'm also going to show you some codes here in a second. If I were to stand right about here, you could AFK this pretty easily. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to auto sell or anything like that, which would be the only drawback to it, unless you buy the Sell Anywhere Game Pass. So I do know, but yeah, like I was saying, there's bosses pretty much all over the map. There are tons of different quests that you can complete. Now, this quest right here, by defeating him, you get a furnace core. I'll actually show you how to do that in a second, because that actually is how I have the furnace core. If you check my inventory, you'll see that I actually do have a furnace core right here. All right, well, I just died, so I'm going to show you the next thing. I'll work on that quest later, but the very first code that you're going to want to use, if you go into your settings, and I believe it's in here. Oh yeah, redeem code. Go click redeem on release. That's going to give you 5 race rerolls, and then Wizard is also going to give you 5 race rerolls. So boom, just like that. Very, very easy to go ahead and do. Race, go to the race menu, and we're going to reroll and see if we can get something slightly better. We're probably going to get something worse, honestly, but yeah, we just got Tree Spirit. That's worse. Hopefully we get something legendary, maybe. Okay, we just got Ice Crystal. That's a 5% chance. We're honestly going to keep that for now. Ice Mastery, Elemental Damage, plus 20%, Frozen Ice Base Movement Speed. All right, let's go test this out really quickly. But yeah, those are 2 codes for free race rerolls, so I would recommend using those. Boom, that's 1,000 damage dealt. That is 1,000. Wait, let's see how much is this? That's a 1 tap. So yeah, that is the base guide to this game. Obviously, the potions down here will give you the abilities, and the better you craft, the more damage you'll deal and the more abilities you'll actually have. So it is very important to go ahead and do. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for this guide video. If you did enjoy, of course, make sure to leave a like on this video. Make sure to subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. We're on the road to 300,000 subscribers. We're getting really, really close. So do make sure to subscribe. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.